Alright, we're here at the Crossbell Police Department because supposedly there's supposed to be a hidden quest here. Courtesy of your bus for letting me know about that. Shout out to you. That terrorist attack on the conference was a heavy blow to the CPD's reputation. We'd only just been getting people's trust back after the cult incident, but now we're back at rock bottom. Feels like the entire city's giving the department flake over it. I would know after standing around here. Though of course, I doubt they feel that way at all about the SSS. Really? I hadn't even considered it. Have things really become that hostile, friends? How can you tell? For starters, it's hard to ignore the snark people give us when we're on the patrol lately. They'll ask why we even bother showing up to work, or think us for our service sarcastically. You know, like, now Calvert and Erebonia can keep taking advantage of us, great job, that sort of thing. The worst part is, I can't even say they were wrong. It's pouring salt in the wound. That does sound harsh. Well, no matter how salty they are, all we can do is keep chugging along. There's no use in worrying about what you can't control. It's better to focus on the things you can instead. Just do what we do and block out the haters. Talk is cheap after all. Those are some good points. Thanks guys, I needed that. I'll take what you guys said to heart. There's no use worrying about what we can't control. Whether it feels like we're making a difference or not, we need to stand tall and keep moving forward. Boy turned into Aaron Yeager, huh? Now, let's see what's going on here. This track right here is nice. Look at my girls, Rebecca. Hey guys, look like you were saddled with handling those cryptid things, huh? The report said they're like the monster you encountered back in the old mine outside of Mainlands. Yeah, it's hard to say what they are beyond that exactly, but we're going to keep investigating until we find out. Fran, is something bothering you? It's just, I don't want anything to happen to you guys. They say cryptids are supposed to be crazy strong. Well, that much is definitely true. But I promise we won't bite off more than we can chew. You don't have to worry so much, Fran. Yeah, I know. The SSS has already made it through way tougher things than this. But I'll keep cheering you on all the same. And once you come home, you'll have a patient, friend-seeker smile on your terminal waiting to hear from you. Oh, hell yeah. I call dibs on making the next report to Fran. This guy. Be careful investigating those cryptids, okay guys? I hear your current mission has you working with local bracers. Who would have thought that at the start of the year that you'd reach the point where you could stand shoulder to shoulder with the guild? The SSS never ceases to amaze me. I agree with Fran that these cryptid monsters must be incredibly tough. Please be careful fighting them. Yeah, my girl Rebecca. Oh god, look who it is. It's Pierre. I'll save you for last. Oh, my boy Dudley. I really don't want to even talk to him. The goat Dudley. Donovan, oh, I think Raymond sent the request, didn't he? I think we got a request from Raymond. Was it at the station, the crossbus? How's it going, SSS? I had a feeling I'd be seeing you soon. I heard you all have been entrusted with investigating the cryptids. Yeah, that's right. Keeping your ear to the ground from what we're up to, are we? Don't flatter yourself. The decision was made by the CGF. It was only natural the news would travel along the grapevine. I've also been informed that these monsters are anything but ordinary. Battling them will be no easy task. Be sure not to underestimate them. We won't. Thank you for the warning. That aside, it looks like you're being brushed off your feet with counterintelligence work. What did you expect after Croyce went and proposed independence with half of the continent's leaders in the same room? You've got spies coming out of the woodwork trying to get into Crossville to find out what'll happen next. Our hands are full trying to keep tabs on all of them. Are there really that many? There's also the Red Constellation and Heiyu to contend with. And of course, we can't ignore the more common criminals either. The situation we find ourselves in has us covering multiple bases at once. It's to the point where the 2nd Division's been taking on cases that would usually be entrusted to the 1st Division. It's why we had to have this little 2-man huddle here. That does explain why the two of you are spending quality time together. Our times can lead to some strange bedfellows, eh, boys? Shut it, Orlando. The point is, it doesn't matter how thin we're stretched. Duty calls, so we'll do what we must. At any rate, we should all focus on what's been tasked to you as well. This cryptic business is anything that can be ignored. We know. We'll take care of it. Makes sense given the situation. The department's really mobilizing, ain't it? We do have a large backlog of cases, but I suggest you leave the counter-espionage effort to us. Focus instead on taking care of the work you've been tasked with. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, oh gosh, the quest has something to do with him. Margaret, how could you do this to me? You never had eyes for other men before. What changed? I have to do something before I lose her for good. I must. It's Vice Commissioner Pierre. Not often you see him on the first floor. It looks like something's troubling him. The SSS. How long have you been standing there? Don't tell me you heard what I was just saying now. Well, we didn't catch anything specific, if that makes you feel better. Though you did mention something about a Margaret having eyes for other men. That about does it, Tio. Oh, could that be the name of your favorite hostess, Vice Commissioner? How dare you? You watch your slanderous mouth. This dude said host. Ain't that his wife? Margaret is the name of my missus. Missus? You mean your wife? Why the hell are you guys so shocked by this? Didn't you guys catch what he was saying? Bro, I can't with these guys. Sometimes I just can't. I just have to shake my head at them. Hey, yes, you fool. Between losing my wedding ring and being passed over for the role of commissioner, he's been nagging me like never before. Wait, what am I doing telling you all of this? That's right, the Vice Commissioner came off as pretty whipped when he lost his ring. That was months ago. From the sound of things, it's still giving him grief. so be it. I have no other choice. I just can't be choosers at times like these. Look alive, SSS. I'm giving you a top secret mission straight from your Vice Commissioner. Top secret? What are you talking about? I'll be frank. I'd like for you to investigate my wife. You want us to look into your old lady? Would utilizing your position for private matters not violate department policy? You let me worry about the department policy. Time is of the essence here. Consider it a formal support request or whatever they're called, if it makes you feel better. Now what do you say? I guess that we could. What should we do? Let's help the poor guy out. We aren't marriage counselors, baby. You're not doing this. Are you crazy? You bus, you really wanted me to, you really thought I was doing this, you bus? Don't ever tell me about a hidden quest like this, no. You chill. I just wanted to hate. Okay. You clearly need a hand. So can you start over from the beginning? It'll really help me then. Good, I'll tell you everything you need to know, but not in the open. Follow me up to my office. We can discuss the details there. This dude really looked like a baked potato. Your wife has been seeing a host. That's right. As I understand it, she's been going to several such clubs lately. However, there's one host in particular whom she's been meeting with in secret. And you're positive this man is a host? I was about to ask the same thing. Don't you think you should have a little more faith in your wife? Yeah, I do, but I decided to risk it all to find out for sure. That's how I came across the evidence in her purse. Margaret is meeting with a mystery man named Clyde. It was right there in her daily planner. Clyde? Well, what kind of man has a name like that? It's a stage name. He has to be a host. I wouldn't call that irrefutable, but I won't say he's categorically wrong either. Dude's grasping for every straw he can find. So you think she's seeing a host, do you? Sorry to tell you, but I've never heard of one who goes by Clyde. And believe me, I would have. What? Seriously, Wazzy? Hey, it's a social business. Generally speaking, I know the names of all the hosts working in clubs in the entertainment district. I can't rule out the chance that he's some rookie who slipped my notice though. Wait just a minute. You seem awfully knowledgeable about all of this. Don't tell me you're that new addition to the SSS, the one who is, in fact, a host. Why, yes. You scoundrel. You're a member of the police force. What would people say if they found out about what you did off duty? Please try to calm down, Vice Commissioner. What matters right now is figuring out what exactly your wife has been up to. That's right. And trust us, we've already tried to lecture him on that particular issue. There's no getting through to him. Their words, not mine. Well, he is disgusted. Back on topic, you mentioned searching through your wife's purse, correct? Not that I condone the act, but did you find anything else that might benefit our investigation? Well, let me think. Aha! And now I remember. Her appointment reminders also had a location penciled in alongside them. Apparently, she's been visiting the restaurant in Central Square almost every afternoon. The restaurant in Central Square? You mean Mishelam? If this Clyde truly is a host, why would he meet your wife in broad daylight? It's not uncommon, a little secret trust while the husband's at work. It happens more often than you think. Plenty of hosts have regulars they only meet during the day. Then I'm right, aren't I? I'm trying to think about the names of not the waiter, but the cashier and the dude that cooks in the back. I'm trying to think of their names. Like, obviously I know Celtio and Nano. Latte is usually in there. I could think of them, but is one of their names Clyde? What's the cashier's name? Again, Vice Commissioner, settle down. Did you stop riling him up on purpose, Bossy? Who, me? Why, I never. At any rate, I think we have a good grasp of the situation now. Would you mind stepping back and leaving the investigation to us? Fine. Well, whatever you think is best. Just make sure you get to the bottom of this. But do so with the utmost discretion. Am I clear? Understood. We'll get right on it. Man, I can't believe we agreed to this. To be fair, the Vice Commissioner did seem genuinely concerned about his wife. I think it's worth investigating until we see the truth of the matter for ourselves. Look at Ellie, so sweet, so understanding. You know, I don't want to do this shit either. If we must, where should we begin? And shouldn't we check out Mishelam? Let's try the restaurant in Central Square first. If his wife has been there with this alleged host often, we might be able to get some information from the two directly. That sounds like a goodest place to start as any. Shall we be off? Why is he so into this? Quest, Pierre's Marshal Peril. Damn. Set it down. Look. Oh my. Am I crazy? Or is she the one from Mishelam? I know they reuse a lot of the design, but Margaret, I swear this is the one. This is the lady that was at Mishelam. You have a keen eye, Margaret. Forgive me if I'm being out of line, but you truly are wasted on your husband. Damn. Oh, Clyde, you always have such a way with words. That's the man we were told about, and sure enough, he's with the Vice Commissioner's wife. So, this is Clyde, is it? He doesn't look like any host I've ever met before. We should grab a seat nearby so we don't call any attention to ourselves. There's a chance we'll manage to find something out. Understood. Let's split up and sit at different tables then. Oh yes, I looked over that pamphlet from before. And after seeing those photos, well, I just about fell in love on the spot. Did you now? Perhaps the two of us could go and visit sometime then. If you'd like, I could even arrange for a room at the hotel. Oh, now there's no need for that. I've already gone. The view is just magnificent. Not a single thing to complain about. That's wonderful. And it certainly simplifies things too. Now we can move the plans forward a bit and... They do seem comfortable around each other. It sounds like they're planning a trip to Mishelam together. He was already there though. I don't know what that guy's up to though. What are they talking about? Photo. Still, something seems off. To start, the guy's being way too much of a kiss ass. We still don't have any decisive evidence yet though. Let's keep listening in then. Look at Elio up there looking real cute. He's so adorable. Well now, with that out of the way, I'll just be excusing myself. I was like, I don't know, maybe kind of recruiter for something, I don't know. Of course. Oh, and I'll see you again at the club. At Nuit Blanc in the entertainment district, yes? You can expect me there, ma'am. I wouldn't want to keep you from what you've been dreaming of any longer than necessary. I can hardly wait. I guess the date is over. What should we do, Lloyd? We have yet to find out anything concrete. Let's keep telling them. Randy, Wazzy, and I will go after Clyde. Ellie, Tio, and Noelle, you three follow Margaret. Make sure you don't get spotted no matter what. Understood. Let's blow this joint. Things are heating up nicely. Sorry to keep you waiting, Clyde. I brought what we discussed. I had received a briefcase. Yes, thank you very much, sir. So, how did things go? Very well, actually. She's been quite enthusiastic about the idea. We'll be closing the deal later at Nuit Blanc. It's good to hear. Well, it's almost time for the next cruise ship to leave. I'll head back to Mishelam and make sure everything is in order. It's all up to you now, Clyde. Secure this contract and it'll rocket you straight to the top of the firm. I won't let you down, sir. Okay, Clyde, you got this. They out here trying to make moves. That's clean. There he goes. That guy sure is fired up. From the sound of it, he's meeting up with the vice commissioner's wife at Noir Blanc. What should we do now? No need to keep telling him now that we've got what we need, right? Yeah, let's contact Ellie and the others. We should regroup at the police HQ for now. I think we have just enough to nail down who this Clyde person really is. Afterward, Lloyd contacted Ellie and the others who started shadowing the vice commissioner's wife. They decided to meet at the police department to relay the information to Vice Commissioner. Well, how did the investigation go? Has my wife been having an affair with a host or what? Please calm down, Vice Commissioner. Ellie, what happened when you trailed Miss Margaret? Well, we watched her as closely as we could, but we didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. She eventually went back home to the residential district. She didn't meet anyone else on the way. However, she does plan to meet this Clyde person at Noir Blanc later. What? What does he think he's doing? Taking my wife to a seedy place like that. Oh, that's the last straw. I'll assemble an entire SWAT team and storm Noir Blanc. I told you to calm down, Vice Commissioner. Last thing you want to do is send armed officers there, considering who owns the place. But what am I supposed to do then? For every second we waste, the host gets closer to sinking his treacherous fangs into my Margaret. I don't think you have to worry about her falling prey like that. At least, not as far as hosts are concerned. What do you mean? Ozzy had it figured out from the start. But I don't think this Clyde is a host at all. Pardon me? Well, if it isn't a host, then what in ADO's name is he? What is Clyde's true identity? A host, a con artist, or a salesman? A salesman. That little exchange he had with the man, he's definitely a salesman. They're making plans. They're making moves. He's gotta be. From what we could tell, Clyde is most likely a salesman. A salesman? Going off of his speech patterns, it did sound like he wanted to sell something, just not his body or a good time. Yeah, and the dude brought him some. That briefcase. They're definitely making plans to sell something. Exactly. His attitude in itself is proof that he's anything but a host. Gentlemen such as myself work hard to give lonely Mishelams a brief reprieve from their otherwise painfully mundane lives. A top-class host escorts his lady with courtesy, but he would never humble himself more than necessary. We aren't there to grovel. I don't know if I'd put it quite like Wazzy did, but my conclusion is more or less the same. From what I could tell, Clyde and your wife didn't look at all like they were having an affair. If pushed, I'd say they come off more as a buyer and seller. That's the impression I got anyway. Seeing as they've met several times now, it wouldn't be unreasonable to say they're working at a business deal of some kind. Even if all of this is true, just what sort of purchase is he sweet talking with my wife into? Well, if we keep running with this theory, I think we can figure out what kind of salesman he is. Clyde most likely deals in What is Clyde trying to sell? Jewelry? Real estate is probably what it is. Or stocks and bonds. Real estate. Real estate. So he was trying to sell her a property? Now that you mention it, Mishelam came up during their conversation at Vinch 7. At first I thought it was about the vacation, but that pamphlet suggested otherwise. Yeah, it was probably promoting upscale properties for sale in Mishelam. Plus, after we towed him to the harbor district, I'd received something from a man in a suit. That's right. The way they spoke to each other gave me the sense that it was his boss. He might have been delivering him a contract of some sort that he needed her signature. If we piece all of this together, Clyde is a real estate agent who's been in the talks with your wife about buying property. And it's going along smoothly. Miss Margaret was so receptive she even went to Mishelam herself to scope out the location. Assuming this is all true, it would explain why she's been meeting with this man so often. Hey, yeah, it's all starting to fall into place. And today they entered the final negotiations, which means the contract will be signed during their meeting at Nuit Blanc. Yes, I think I get the gist of it now. Wait just a second. That would mean Margaret is trying to buy property in Mishelam without even consulting me, wouldn't it? I'm not made of money. Does she know how little vice commissioner makes? So how does that woman expect to scrounge up that kind of mirror? Maybe she took out a loan? That's a possibility. He may have even convinced her to take out an unreasonably large one. This is worse than I could have imagined. I know what I must do. I'm going to storm into Nuit Blanc myself. I am not going to let this shark swindle my wife right under my nose. I'll give this Clyde fellow a piece of my mind and drag Margaret out of there if this is the last thing I do. Thus spoke the hen-picked husband. I feel like we just flipped some horrible switch inside of him. I'll tell you what, we're already here, so why don't we all go and lend you a hand? It wouldn't be wise to charge into Nuit all by your lonesome, don't you think? This dude really just in it for the drama, huh? I can't argue with that, but is that really the reason you want to go? You have a real penchant for chasing drama, you know that, Bossy? I haven't the slightest clue what you mean. Regardless, if we don't hold him back, I highly doubt anyone else will. Yeah, we don't got much of a choice. I'm not too stoked about it, but I think I can get us into the place. My old pal Zax is probably on bouncer duty at the door right about now. What the devils are y'all mumbling about over there? I'm headed for Nuit Blanc and you're coming with me. That's final. Yes, sir. That is a little long quest, huh? I see him right now. And that's what's up. Think you can let us squeeze on by, Zax? Oh, we'll want you to keep this a secret from Shirley and Uncle Sigmund. But I'm sure you already knew that part. I was just wondering when you'd show up again. Didn't think it'd be as an errand boy, though. You really have lost your touch, huh, Commander Randolph? It's like the young miss said. Stop calling me that already. I think this is the same Jaeger we saw in front of Crimson & Co. before. Alright. I'll look the other way this once. Think of it as a little favor from me to you. Just don't stir up any trouble inside, got it? I won't say a peep to the young miss or the vice leader either. Sound good? Just dandy. Well, I played my part. Looks like they haven't arrived yet, so you better get inside if you're gonna ambush them. Think I'm gonna sit this one out though. He is fucking sick right now. That's fine. We should keep a lower profile anyway. Yeah, maybe somebody stay with Randy. I mean, I know I would. That's the kind of guy I am. Because, we all know how he's feeling right now. And just to have him sit out by himself, I couldn't do that, man. That's bro. Well, I'm going in one way or another. Now, decide amongst yourself who else will be joining. Someone's worked up about this. His bravado has carried him too far to back down now. I'll go. I've been looking forward to this since we took this request. The Vice Commissioner, Lloyd, and myself should be plenty, yes? Yeah, that should work. The rest of us will remain here on standby then. Make sure to contact us with enigmas if you need backup. Will do. Okay, you two, let's head inside. Yes, in we go. Yeah, she looks fancy right there, huh? Why is there an abnormally large potato standing behind me? What Lloyd actually said. Okay, we've requested that your wife and the man be seated at the table over here once they've entered the club. I see. That'll do just fine. And if it turns out he really is some crook real estate agent, I'll see to his arrest myself. Believe me when I say I'd love to see that. Ah, don't look now, but I think that's them over there. Excuse me, I have a reservation for 2 under Clyde. Ah, yes, right this way, sir. My, but this is a fancy club. Oh, is this your first time visiting, Margaret? Oh, I think you've already seen everything Crossville has to offer with your husband so high up in the police. Oh, please, that's a riot. He may be the vice commissioner, but his salary is peanuts. Damn, Margaret! He'd much rather drink the night away with some hosts in a dingy bar than take his own wife out to dinner. Ooh, yikes. Oh, man. You're getting aired the fuck out right now. And she's talking shit. This is tough. My apologies then. It may be only noon. You'll allow me to kickstart the proceedings by buying you a drink. I'd be happy to accept. Yeah, you gotta hold it off, man. You might want to toughen up. You wanted to see this through. Don't worry, Vice Commissioner. Quiet, you. I don't need you telling me what to do. What if this snooty little tap room is beyond my needs? A dingy bar suits me better. What's so wrong with that? Nothing besides your overwhelming inferiority complex. Bringing him with us was a mistake. Shall we get down to business then? Clyde retrieved what appeared to be a contract from his briefcase. as you requested, the purchase agreement for the villa in Mishelam's residential area. Simply sign your name on a dotted line and it's all yours. Oh, how I've been waiting for this moment. I would be more than happy to sign. You were right, it's a contract for a property at the resort. So what's the plan now? We still haven't learned whether this deal is on the up and up or not. Stay. Stay away from my wife, you children. What? Pierre? Oh no. This can only go well. What in the world are you doing here? Cancel this deal at once, Margaret. This crook realtor is swindling you. I beg your pardon? Now hold on just a moment. Crook, I haven't done anything wrong in the least. Oh, funny joke, comedian man. You can't fool me. Pierre. You're whining and dining my wife, buttering her up to take her on some kind of ridiculous loan out of this property, aren't you? Pierre. It'll be a cold day in Gehenna before I let you sink your grubby claws into us like that. Pierre. Stay silent, woman. As the CPD's vice commissioner, Oh boy, this is fucking rough, huh? Pierre. Ah, shit. I'm sorry, Snookums. That was the quickest surrender I've ever seen. Did you hear that whip crack? You go, Margaret. This guy. Goddess, how do I even put up with you? You're supposed to be a vice commissioner. How could you so blindly jump to the wrong conclusion and treat this man like a criminal? Have you no shame? Well, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Hold on. Are you saying this is all a misunderstanding? Wait, it is? Well, now I'm hooked. Go on, Margaret. Spill the tea and don't leave a drop. This dude always speaking like a bad bitch on a Sunday. Very well. Firstly, Clyde here is a respectable realtor who deals in luxury properties. Your assessment was wrong to begin with. There's nothing crooked about him at all. But I don't understand. We don't have nearly enough funds to splurge for something like that. Actually, I recently took up trading stocks in my spare time. I've been making a tidy profit ever since. These past few days have earned me more than your salary could in half a decade. Oh man, she doesn't hold back. But I'll be honest with you guys, it's women like Margaret that actually do. Their partners are always like Pierre. Like they're actual doormats. Like she can walk over this dude and nothing, he won't do anything about him. He's absolutely whipped to hell and back. Guys, don't become like that. Stocks. To be honest, my patience with you has reached its limit. You're a pitiful man who can hardly look at his own wife in the eye. Even your position was only earned through luck and connections. And I don't know if it's just so you can avoid being at home with me, but your late night drinking binges are straining our finances. Jeez, man, she is really hammering into you, huh? You were in a much better mood when you thought you were the next commissioner in line after the old one was dismissed. But then the other vice commissioner was chosen over you. Your sour grapes have made you grouse and complain incessantly ever since. Isn't that a little harsh, ma'am? Quite honestly, I didn't think I could live with you any longer. That was the reason I consulted Clyde. I hoped to use my earnings to purchase a home for myself. The plan was to separate from you and before eventually filing for our divorce. Originally, that is. Oh, man. This is a rough one. Oh, boy. Out come the claws. Now it's getting good. Oh, you're a sicko. This shit is downright just sour. I feel like all of this could have been avoided. Most of this starts with Pierre. Yeah, she's saying some really fucked up harsh shit right now, but ultimately the way she's feeling right now is because of him. Were you born without the ability to feel compassion? Wait, did you just say originally? Huh? I did. You organized all of this because you were afraid of losing me, didn't you? Up to now, you've been too afraid of me to step foot in the house. I'm impressed that you went through all of this. So tonight, I want you to come home so that we can sit down and talk this through together. Oh, Margaret. I'm very sorry, Clyde, but we're going to have to put this purchase on hold. That can't be, Margaret. We were so close. It's not as if I've canceled the deal entirely, but it was wrong of me to negotiate alone. I look forward to discussing this again in the future. Pierre and I may not be separating, but the property still interests me. I'm sure I'll purchase it eventually. I would have preferred to close the deal today, but I suppose I can't force you to sign a contract. I'll just excuse myself then. Damn. Well, so much for that, he could have had a promotion or something on his hands. It turns out Clyde wasn't guilty of anything in the end. It makes me feel kind of bad for suspecting him the way we did. Hell, who cares about his feelings? What matters is that we kept the vice commissioner's sinking marriage afloat. I should be going too, Pierre. I'll see you again tonight. We have plenty to discuss, so come straight home after work, understood? Yeah. Yes, Nookums. And so he dons the leash yet again. Excellent work today, SSS. We're glad that everything worked out in the end. It's a relief to know your wife wasn't being taken advantage of. That's all well and good, yes, but now I'm going to be paying out of the nose for the villa I've never even seen before. Thank the goddess we're not getting a divorce at least. I suppose we can use the new place as a weekend retreat. I mean, that's nice. I feel like you owe her that much. You guys can work through it. Margaret did seem charmed by it for what it's worth. Yeah, man. Sometimes you gotta give in and let the lady have what she wants. It's Facts. Besides, the funds are coming out of her own stock market earnings in the first place. Which is a whole different can of worms. How did Margaret even manage to? As if I needed another reminder of how much more capable she is than me. You reap what you sow, as they say. Be that as it may, as long as I'm still married man at the end of the day, I'm grateful. You have my thanks, SSS. Anytime, Vice Commissioner. You can always count on us. We'll just show ourselves out now. Quest, Pierre's Martial Peril completed. Yo, that was such a long quest. That was a really good one too. That was interesting, yo. That was a good quest. This is probably one of the few times I'm gonna say shout out to Pierre, but not because of him, but because of his quest. And maybe shout out to Margaret, actually. With that being said, I think I'm gonna call it for now. And I will see you guys next time when we pick up with the rest of the side quest. And hopefully finally progress the story and deal with these crickets. Take care.